Brenda's half-naked body was discovered by a fumigator dumped into a septic tank at Tonku's Muyenga home in 2010. He was subsequently charged with murder and convicted by the High Court, Judge Rugalia Atoki, who sentenced him to death by hanging. The murder appeal was being heard by Justices Augustine Nshimye, Eldad Mwangusia, and Kenneth Kakul. Tonku's lawyers faulted the same trial High Court judge for having overlooked the other pieces of circumstantial evidence that implicated his shamba boy in the murder. Ssempijja was since convicted for being an accessory for helping Tonku to carry and dispose of Karamuzi's body into a septic tank and never reported the crime to police. He was subsequently sentenced to 5 years. In his submissions, lawyer Tusasirwe argued that the fact that police arrested Tonku's shamba boy with some of the deceased's property, like her cell phone, moments after her murder, he should have been held accountable and not Tonku. Tonku's lawyer further convinced court that his client used to return home late in the night, and on the fateful night of January 22, 2010, when Karamuzi was murdered, he was away and yet his shamba boy was there the whole day and night. The lawyer also went on to tell court of how the killer weapon, the hoy, was recovered from the pit latrine, which pit latrine was being used by Ssempijja, not Tonku, as he had 2 toilets in his house and that this implicated him more. Tonku's lawyer also cited other circumstantial evidence that he said was overlooked by the judge, like the phone call printouts, which he said did not place his client at the scene of crime, as the phone printouts indicated he was in Kansanga area and not at his home in Muyenga. He further punched holes in the prosecution's case that Tonku was able to account for his movements on the fateful night, legally called alibi, which he said placed him away from the scene of crime, that he was in Club Real. While concluding his submissions, the lawyer Tusasirwe asked court to lessen Tonku's death sentence in an alternative if it upheld the conviction on grounds that death sentences are only imposed in only the rarest of rare scenarios. On the contrary, the prosecution, through Senior Principal State Attorney General Kajuga, asked court to uphold Tonku's conviction and death sentence on grounds that the trial high judge properly arrived at the right decision of the finding Tonku guilty of the murder. Ms. Kajuga convinced court that it's not Ssempijja who killed Karamuzi on grounds that the circumstantial evidence adduced did not implicate him as the killer, but Tonku. It's prosecution's case that between 18th and 30th January 2010 in Bukasa, Makindi Division, Kampala District, Tonku, together with Ssempijja, murdered Karamuzi. After hearing the submissions from both sides, court said it will give its decision on notice, date not known yet.